Well, hello everyone. We've got a little bit of a different video here today. Andy Smith tagged me in the 25 questions in 5 minutes tag. Andy Smith is a fellow booktuber and Minnesotan, and so I thought it looks like a good bit of fun. He also tagged my friend Zachary Shea, and now I'm feeling quite inadequate because both Andy and Zach have much better hair than I do. But we will do and work with what we have. I have a stopwatch here to time myself and see if I can get through all of these questions, 25 of them, in under 5 minutes. Bit of a different video, but we'll see how this goes and if I make a complete fool of myself and talk for way longer than I should. So without further ado, let's go. Ebook or physical book? Definitely physical. Paperback or hardback? Generally, I prefer hardbacks. They're not necessarily as comfortable to read or carry around, but they're much more durable, and yeah, they hold up for a lot more like use and wear. Online or in-store book shopping? I like in-store, it's more fun. Online's just way more convenient though, especially used book shopping like on eBay. Trilogies or series? Trilogies. I think there are many books that book series that justify their length, but there are just as many where it should have been just a trilogy. So an author being able to focus their attention and fit more story into less pages is always something that I appreciate. Heroes or villains? Whichever is best written, but we'll say heroes. A book you want everyone to read? That Hideous Strength by C.S. Lewis. It's a weird sci-fi fantasy novel that Lewis wrote at the end of his space trilogy. I think it's a lot better than even his Narnia books, and just criminally underrated. Speaking of which, recommend an underrated book. Let me think here. Well, there have been a few underrated ones that I've read recently, but I could honestly say The Cunning Man by D.J. Butler. There we go. That's one. That's Mormon Dresden Files. That was really good. The last book that you finished, that would be, Orders of Magnitude by Yuval Kordov. The last book you bought, that would be The Christophany of Desire by D.J. Butler. It's a short story collection from him. The weirdest thing you've used as a bookmark? Probably a piece of toilet paper, something like that. I don't know. I think I used like an old Band-Aid that I folded up on itself as a bookmark once. We are in question 11 out of 25 now. Used books, yes or no? Absolutely. Yes. I can barely justify it to myself to buy brand new books at the cost that they go for. So I do it if there's an author that I want to support, but otherwise I am bargain hunting on eBay or at used bookstores all the way. Top 3 favorite genres. Sci-fi fantasy obviously is a big one for me, specifically with weird fiction in it. I love that. I've been getting into historical fiction a lot recently, and classics all day long. Borrow or buy? Buy. I don't like the commitment of borrowing a book and then having that time pressure on me. Speaking of which, we are halfway through our time here. Characters or plot? Andy Smith talked about this. This is kind of a stupid distinction, and I don't think many people who call themselves character readers actually mean it. I think their actions speak louder than their words. If I had to pick just one, though, I would pick plot. A more interesting story about average people, I prefer to an average story about interesting people, supposedly. Long or short books? Depends on the book, really. I can appreciate the skill that of an author having everything really focused in a short book, like we talked about, but also being able to have everything focused over the course of 800 pages, like what Ken Follett does over like 1,200 pages in Pillars of the Earth. That takes a lot of skill too. Long or short chapters? That one I will say is a lot easier for me to say short chapters. I like lots of little short chapters. It makes it easier to have a nice stopping point, especially if I'm reading right before bed. Name the first 3 books you think of: The Ill-Earth War, Orders of Magnitude, and The Hand of God by Yuval. 2 of those are by Yuval Kordov, a self-published author that I've been reading that I just read recently. Books that make you laugh or cry? I prefer cry. I don't cry or laugh at books, really, but if I had to pick one emotion, it would be that. Our world or fictional worlds? I mean, our world, all the way. No question there. Air conditioning, plumbing, modern medicine. Audiobooks, yes or no? Absolutely. I'm a big audiobook listener. I do read a lot physically, or at least I used to read more. In the stage of life that I'm in, I do a lot more audiobooks than I used to. Do you ever judge a book by its cover? Absolutely. And I think covers are one of the most important, if not the most important part of marketing a book. Shocker, I know. Book to movie or book to TV adaptations. Movie, they're complete stories. I think it takes more skill to adapt a book into a movie, but I think it can be done well. A movie or TV adaptation you preferred more than the book. Maybe Ben-Hur. Ben-Hur's a really, really good movie. Series or standalone? Once again, kind of a stupid question, but I'd pick standalone. I really appreciate a good, solid, one-and-done story. And then the last one is tag others, which I don't know if I'm supposed to be on the clock for, but I'm going to turn the clock off now. And this is at 4 minutes and 53 seconds. So that's pretty good. That's not too bad. If I were to tag some other people, I would tag Brian over at BellTube, who is one of the kings of the tag videos on this corner of BookTube and a fellow Minnesotan. I will tag Britton from some Okie Dude, because he has tagged me in a number of things. And then I'll also tag Steve Donahue, who is, once again, another king of doing book tags. But I don't know if he would do one that's a fast-talking under a time crunch. But we'll at least present it to him if St. Donahue is interested in this or not. So anyway, thanks for tagging me in this, Andy. It flexed my fast-talking muscles, which, I mean, some people would say I do enough of already. But if anybody's watching this and I didn't tag directly, feel free to consider yourself tagged and tag me below so that I can see your responses to this. This is a good bit of fun. So thanks everyone for watching. Take care.